that might even explain some of the flooding and some of the weather warfare that we have going on right now.
Yeah.
World War III was never going to be nukes. They'll flood an area
Yeah.
instead of shoot a missile. Instead of shoot a missile at it because the target is underground. It's not on the surface.
Yeah. And again,
So and
yeah.
yeah,
And yeah. So, and you're right, Todd. I'm gonna let you run with that. They're not gonna wipe themselves out. I mean, like if nukes started flying, man, we're all dead. That's not what they want, right? They don't want
right.
that, right? So yeah.
No, but nukes makes good propaganda and
Yeah.
fear sells, and they can control people that way. But at the end of the day, we're talking about weather warfare of the
Mhm.
likes of which we've never seen.
Yeah.
And cloud seeding is geoengineering, HARP, all that stuff is out there. And you just start putting the puzzle pieces together yourself. It paints a picture of who these people are and what they've been doing and how they're doing it. And it's really sad to just watch it happen. And we really don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Besides talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it's very sad because when you see things, I mean, this is going to drop a week or so after, like what just recently happened in Texas, how that went down, and the guy said literally, yeah, we were cloud seeding. I haven't seen them in a while, but like, no one argues chemtrails anymore. A year ago they would tell us we were nuts, but no one argues that anymore. No one argues
Right.
that right anymore. And so I mean, and I was even pointing out to my wife the difference. I'm like, that's a contrail. You can see the little tail goes with the plane.
And it disappears.
And it
Yeah.
disappears. That thing right there is crop dusting us with who knows what. They'll try to tell you some type of metal, aluminum, or whatever.
Well, it's barium and aluminum are the two primary ingredients in the chemtrail, and on the periodic table, barium is Ba, aluminum is Al.
Yeah.
BaAl is Baal.
Yeah.
Satan, Lucifer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always like hiding in plain sight. And obviously, what does heavy metals do to our body?
Yeah.
Well, a number of things, but the number one leading cause for early Alzheimer's is aluminum.
Yeah.
If you have too much aluminum in your body, well, all of our deodorant has aluminum, and we absorb it through our pores and our armpits, and all the we drink out of cans, and there's aluminum in the chemtrails.
Yeah.
And, if you do a heavy metal detox regularly, I think you could easily avoid early Alzheimer's and not lose your memory, not lose your mind.
Yeah, and that's a great point too. So, Todd, I'm going to pose a question to you as well. I'm under the opinion that we must. If you've ever read Enigmites, I know you hear me talk about this all the time, man. If you've ever read the Book of Enoch, or if you've ever read the Sumerian tablets, it's the same story from two different perspectives, man. This one sounds like a sci-fi, one sounds like these angels are coming down. But even in the Holy Bible, it will tell you that God says that we are wonderfully and fearfully made, right? And when you read the book of, when you into the Sumerian tablets, Enki and Enlil get into their big fallout because Enlil accuses Enki of making us too strong, that we have the potential to one day, conquer them, and that we're dangerous, right?
Right.
And so Tyler, do you think that that is why they're constantly trying to like just mush us down, man, with everything you just said, man, assaulting every way possible, food, air, environment, man-made, whatever's. What's your opinion on that, bro?
On why they're doing it?
Yeah.
Or you
think they're scared of us?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're a threat. And actually, I'll answer this by referencing a book called 334 Lies. It was written by the former high chair of the Illuminati. It's a very dark and disturbing book, but it's he basically escaped the order and was trying to blow the whistle on it. And it's one of the most profound, disturbing books. And take that as a disclaimer, a warning, because it is a very disturbing book. But he talks about, for one, in the highest order of the Illuminati, they call themselves wizards. They literally refer to themselves as wizards. And they talks about doing all these magical things that we would consider magic, like basically the stuff of Harry Potter. But what he said in the book, and he said, their number one fear, the only thing they fear, is all of us uniting and waking up. Because once we see the illusion, it loses power over us. And once we understand that, if we were all to collectively unite and put our heads together It literally robs them, it handcuffs them, and we can flip the switch on this planet overnight, but enough people have to actually believe in it and make the sacrifice that whatever it is that they need to sacrifice or whatever it is they need to do, you have to give up something because, if you're going to destroy the matrix, a lot of the things that you've grown to love and identify with will go with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be willing to reset and go back to square one and, go on a true path of self-discovery and figure out who you are. But going up against these guys and actually dismantling this illusion means that it dismantles a lot of the stuff that we've come to grow and love, right? And it's not what you think it is anymore, and that would people identify with things, and it's like an identity crisis at that point, because not only reality isn't what they thought it was, but now they don't know who they are. So it really takes this inward journey to like figure out who you are, and then start uniting, I guess, with smaller groups of like-minded people, and then enough of us will do that, and then I think we'll just tip the scales that way. But if in a perfect world, if we could all just hold hands, like, all right, we figured this out, it's over, I think we could flip the script on these guys overnight. Their biggest fear is us remembering who we are and waking up, because it literally robs them of their power.
Yeah.
And they can't run the show anymore because they've been doing it through deception. And I remember what I was going to say earlier. You were talking about these people being immortal. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, for one, through adrenochrome. That's what adrenochrome harvesting is. It keeps them young. It's like a drug, but once you start, you can't stop. And it's quite literally like a vampire. And if you listen to some of these Illuminati guys, they talk about vampires and werewolves being very real in the highest orders. And they quite literally feed on human blood sometimes, and just blood in general. But longevity. It promotes longevity and infinity. They can live forever, but also they have technologies to keep them living forever. But now you have to ask, why would they want to live forever? For one, they're addicted to the pleasures of the flesh. They like what we can do here in these 3D bodies because pleasures of the flesh can mean a lot of things. It can mean sex, food, whatever, entertainment, things that you can't maybe experience in a different form. And two, they know that if they were to look in the mirror and hold themselves accountable for everything they've done, it wouldn't be a fun road. Yeah. So I think they're trying to not only escape death, but by them believing that they can escape death, I think they believe that they're escaping karma.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.